Well, hello, my friends, and welcome back to another episode of Scrappy Shorts, where everything has potential. I'm Shawn with Manly Made Minute. So today, this is a Scrappy Short, but this is a challenge Scrappy Short. I am challenging you all to do the same thing that I'm going to do today. We all have those scraps. They're extra die cuts, extra leaves, extra elements that we might have cut or made extras for cards just in case we messed up, that we've either had piled on the corner of my desk, which mine used to be here until it kept falling off, and now I put them in a big gallon sandwich baggie, or extra frames, extra little card elements, things. So I challenge you, go get that stash and make at least one thing. It can be a card, it can be a tag, it can be a mixed media collage. I just recently did this same thing and I made this collage on a little mat board. All scraps out of this bag. Okay, so we're going to make a card. I have some elements that have been sitting in this baggie for quite some time. I kind of screwed up and then I didn't like it when I did it, but now we're going to make a card because I think I can make something kind of cool, kind of pretty out of it, right? All right, I'm going to dump this bag out so you can kind of see what's in here. I've gone through it and predetermined what I wanted to make today out of what was in here. And so before I head down to my table cam, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Would love to have you follow me here on YouTube and on Instagram. I've got card hops, design team videos. I do lives, all kinds of goodies, right? So hit that like button. Give me a thumbs up if you like what I'm doing. I'd greatly appreciate the thumbs up just so I know you're liking my content, and it helps the algorithm just a little bit as well. All right, let's show you what I have. Here is my sandwich baggie, and let me just dump this out. These are all extra elements that I've made cards with. Extra little dots, extra, like here was a extra stamp thing, extra rainbows that I had made, some elements I stamped and then decided not to use it, some extra ephemera, some card panels are in here. I've cleaned it out of the little element things. There used to be some leaves. Oh, that was on that collage. Leaves and things in here. So if you got leaves and you've got all kinds of extra stuff, get it out and let's make a card. And we might make two here for you really quick. All right, I had made and colored these images and wanted to brighten them up. They looked a little dull. So then I had taken clear embossing and embossed over them just to give them some nice shine. And then by the time I did it, it just didn't fit with the card I was making. So I'm going to use these today. I had pre-cut these out as well that were sitting in the stash because this was going to be part of the card. This is from another card. I was showing how to edge out with embossing on a video. That video's in my, I think it's in a Monday moment, but it matches. So we're going to use this. All I want to do is keep this simple. I use this Pink and Main die set, and this is the Notched Corners die set. I cut out my purple, and I cut out a white. This had some little markings on it, but that's okay because I can cover those up. And all I want to do is make this a little mixed media-ish, and then we're going to splatter it. And I'm going to match my colors. So I'm going to use some gray, some light lavender, and some pink. And just these are Tim Holtz stamp sets. This is from, let's see, this is from Tim Holtz Stamping Anonymous, MM123. All right. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my fingers here. And we're just going to stamp these down. I just want to get a collage-y something in my background is all I'm trying to go for here. Okay. Switch it up. We're gonna go. I think we're gonna use the script in gray. So then I'm gonna use these big letters in my lavender. And just overlap, right? And make something. Now I'm just going to take the script one with this gray. We add a little more so I can get it across. And add some gray in there. It's almost a gray-black, but that's all right. Do some lighter pieces. I'm digging this a lot, actually. Almost be good just to put a sentiment on this one and just call it a day. I like how that looks with it colored versus just black. Okay, now let's just take my elements. And I had that one with this one was yellow, so this one goes here. All right, we're just gonna glue these onto the circles, and then these will probably just pop up on dimensionals, I think. This one I know will hang over. Just, whoops, glued it, just a little hangover there. Sorry about that. I tend to creep towards me and get out of camera. So when I do these, I'm centering the circle part, not the overlaying part, because I just want that even around that circle. Like so. All right. Now, let's just figure out do I want that up on dimensionals and then just glue? Yeah, I do. And then I think I'm just going to glue, or actually I might just do smaller dimensionals on that. So let's just put this up as a whole panel. So I die cut out white. I have just pulled out these pieces that were in my bucket from a card that just, whoops, that slipped on me, didn't it? We'll figure out something with that. Because I actually might only need 2. I forgot that 4 may not fit with the sentiment, so that'll work to my advantage. And I cut up my mats. Then I just did some simple mixed media style stamping with some Tim Holtz. And actually, I'll be honest, now that I've done this later, this background is way cooler than I remember the other background I was going to do with these anyway. I think I was just going to do an embossing folder or something, and this I think looks way cooler anyway. Okay, pop this up here. My head might be in the way just till I center it. That. And see, I won't fit 4 on there, so this works. We're going to go slightly off, and then hey you, I think right in the middle. And I am going to put littler, thinner dimensionals on these, just to give them a little bit. Makes me happy when you do something like this and you end up with a better product than what you originally intended in the first place. And I think I had pulled these out because I think we're just going to make a quick card out of that one too. This was at the same time I did the same thing. I put clear embossing over that. And by the time I was done, I didn't like the clear embossing. But I kept it because I knew eventually I would probably think of something to do with it. This one was over here. Like so. All 3 of these I'm just going to pop up. These are a little thinner dimensionals, so not quite as high, because I put this in the mail. It might be a little bit with this much dimension, so I didn't want to get too high with this. All right, and then just layer that right to connect them. What a great card. Put this on a card panel or card base. What a fantastic card. Okay, here was my other idea. I wanted to do this piece here, and I had cut out a panel. What I do with it? Let me find this panel. Okay, I die cut this out, so I have a nice stitched edge, clean edge to this, and I just want to layer that up. We're going to run this through with an embossing folder, but before I do that, we're just going to do a little ink splatter. So all I want to do is I'm going to match colors to this. So we're going to do some pink, and all I have for pink in this set is a shimmer pink, which is okay. Then I'm going to do a little bit of a blue. Actually, let's go up here too. I think this one's more, is this more aqua? And then this one's more blue. Yeah, we're gonna go a little deeper. And then of course we gotta add a little gold. All right, take my pink here first. This pink is incredibly soft. I've used this pink a lot the last 2 days. Throw this stuff away to the side. And just get some splatter in there. Okay, I'm good with that. Rinse, grab my blue. Okay, and let's just top that off with some gold and fancy it up a little bit, right? Now, dry this, and then I'm going to run this through with an embossing folder. The embossing folder that I picked is this Gina K embossing folder, and I don't see the name on this one unless I tapestry, because it's got a lot of texture on it. I wanted to see lots of texture in and around this element that we're just going to pop up, because this element covers most of the card. Make sure that's good and dry so it doesn't smush and do any crazy things on me with the embossing folder. And this one's easy. Like, just make a simple, quick, very quick background and then pop that up on your dimensionals. Okay. Let's just put this through. And making sure the raised portion goes up towards the color. Let me run this through, be right back. Okay, ran this through the embossing folder with lots and lots of texture on there. Cameras, there we go. Get it to shadow. All I want to do is glue these two pieces together. This from a different card than what this one was going to be for. This was going to be for a card hop. Looks like I have a little bit of splatter on that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to try to cover that up just a little bit. So let's just distress it just a tiny bit. Bring some brown into it anyway. Not going to see the green probably, but I had to cover up a little bit of that splatter, which is probably why this was in the scrap pile. I probably got some color on it that I didn't want on it. When in doubt. And it doesn't quite fit, but I'm okay with that. It's off just a little bit. All right. Pop this up. Leftovers of that piece. Gotta love my dimension. So we've been able to actually knock out 2 cards by just taking things that were sitting on my desktop, threw them in a garbage baggie, in a big old gallon sandwich baggie, until I could use them for other cards. I had wiped out most of my leaf elements on that collage thing you saw. There you have it. We have 2 cards out of that little scrap pile. 1 and 2. Zhuzh up a background, and then we throw those elements back up on top, right? Easy peasy. Doesn't get any easier than that. So, Thank you all so very much. I appreciate you all. Appreciate you showing up every week, checking out these scrappy shorts, Monday moments. Okay, I'll try that. And then all my other stuff in between. Thank you so much for hanging with me. And until next time, I'll see you then.